This live stream is for entertainment and information purposes only. Do not copy our trades, as we are just trading to have fun. Many of our trades could already be closed before you even see us opening the trade on YouTube due to the delay of the stream, and we trade offline as well, so you do not get to see the complete picture. We make no claims of profitability. We are not licensed professionals, and we are not providing any investment or trading advice. Greater than 90% of all traders lose money, and we are not responsible or liable for any of your trading decisions or losses. Please trade on demo only and consult a licensed professional. Please read and understand CFTC Rule 4.41. Let's get to the charts and trade safe today. We're done. Wrong chart. Good evening, guys.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay, sound is good. I just did a sound check. Perfect.
Checking mine as we speak.
Okay, close the sound. I know it's all good. So, welcome to tonight's co-stream. Tuesday, April 29th, I think. Joker, you grabbed that long at 480 today. Kevin wants to know on NQ. Let's just say our hellos, though, and then Joker can get into that. Yeah, welcome to the co-stream. As far as I know, the only co-stream on YouTube, nightly at 7 p.m. Joker, did you grab that long at 480 today? That's what Kevin wants to know.
Hey, Shahid.
Is my mic open?
I did.
Yep.
I did catch it. I did catch it. We kind of killed it today, Kevin. We had a rough evening. I blew 3 accounts, as you guys know. I believe it happened on stream. And refunded them. We ended up super green on a bunch of other funded accounts. I made like 2,100 on a funded account. I think the total number was like 7,600 or something like that for the day. So it turned out nice. It was a good day. Trade the long was monster. It was a monster long. And I think we got a couple of accounts to pay out. I think we're hovering payout on like 2 accounts right now. So we'll put the request in hopefully by the end of the week.
This was a morning trade, 480.
The what?
This is a morning trade, I guess, obviously. The one at 480. Yeah. I don't even know what happened. I didn't even look to see what happened in the rest of the day. I shut down. I
mean, it just kept going up. It just didn't stop.
Yeah, look at that, eh?
You know, the target was 631. I didn't take it all the way to 631. I got out early. Big deal. Still booked enough. I was telling Crispy, actually, I was hanging out with Crispy, and I wanted to take it up there, but I didn't. I ended up not taking it.
Well, I'm looking at the daily
to the
here.
Top.
The daily is pushing up against the 50 moving average, and momentum looks like it's slowing. Doesn't mean it can't accelerate back to the upside, and it doesn't mean it can't change to the downside. But right now, just reading the tea leaves, momentum did slow a little bit on the 50 there on the daily. We did break that wedge to the upside. 50 got under the 100 and the 200, but the 100 didn't get under the 200. That's just how I'm looking at it, wading through hot dog water again. Yeah, no, I didn't look at that yet. 15-minute, I got really nothing to say about the 15-minute on the in the evening sessions, and right now we are under previous day's close. Well, the 5 o'clock close and under VWAP, so I'm kind of mildly bearish bias, and
Same.
That's it for me. Quick, but the algo will be looking to take a long trade because the algo finds itself just above the got itself above the bands. So
right now we also have a really nice market structure shift going up. You know, for the bulls here, like favoring the bulls. We've got a nice market structure shift for buy side.
Well, I don't
5 minute, even on the 15, this little pullback here is interesting, right? We came into a new week opening gap, right, back from Friday's close, right, when we opened up this Monday. believe this gap is sitting right here, right? This is a 15-minute, 29th. Is this last week's? 25th.
There was, yeah, new week opening gap. Let's go all the way back. Let's go back to
I believe
the
that
gap.
was all the way from this week, from Monday's gap.
So 483, and then would we open it? So it's basically Friday's close to Monday's open at 9:30, right? That's
correct.
Yeah, 483.
That's the gap. So that
Wow,
right
that's
there,
closed.
we just traded back into that. So this whole entire range, right? If you just take this level, the 570s to the 530s, let's say, this is like a nice point of control, right? So what I'm looking at here, higher time frame on the hourly futures, this has been a point of control for some time. Let me just shrink down this one side. So this has been like a point of control for quite some time, right? For quite some time. If we go back all the way to May of 24, right? May of 24, this was a support level, right? All the way back to May 15th, 24, May 1st, right? Even back to February. This whole entire range was a support level, right? So what did we do? Let's go put this all the way across the current price action. Right, so right here, May 31st, support. So we failed to break down. We tried to come down. We closed below, but this was a failure. Immediately pulled right back up and turned it right back into support. So it never turned into resistance, right? So we broke down through the support, immediately came back, inverted the gap here. So we immediately rebalanced the price action. Higher time frame, you'll see two candles, right? One up, one down. And then we continued, came up, went, moved in that bullish momentum, came back down, respect on June 3rd, right? On May 31st. Maintained the support. Same thing happened over here back in August. We came down, immediately rebalanced and came back up and kept the bullish momentum, right? Back on September, again, respected the level. Supported, so we came back down to the support, bounced, went back up. Now back to current price action, we did the same thing. But there was a small difference this time around, right? Small. I mean, it's still inversed, but we left liquidity down here, right? I mean, we still did the same thing here. Took that out with this run. I mean, let's see. Let's see how we respect this same exact area, right? I don't think this time around we're going to be respecting it. To me, this looks like a much, much bigger move down. This looks like a massive shift in structure, right? Versus what happened over here. So if you notice here, we never closed below this previous low. We never closed below this previous low. So these lows right here are protected, right? We're going to turn this red. So these lows right here, they're protected. So this never shifted structure, right? This never shifted structure. This, however, shifted structure. So we just did a lot of work down here, taking out these lows. Absolutely.
That's the hour? That's the hour?
This is the hourly time frame, yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm looking at right now is this level right here where we displaced, where we actually created this market structure shift. I think this is going to hold. So what I believe we did to this level, right? This level that, what do we call this? This is our point of control. For me, this is what I call my point of control. What do I mean by that? This is a level that has been support for multiple times. Multiple times. We came down, we respected it. Now, I'm expecting us to turn this level, and this level obviously can be a little higher, right? I have it marked out here, but it could be a little higher, right? Using these levels, right? So I believe that we are now going to turn this point of control into resistance. So we're going to start rejecting and we're going to start making our way down. I don't think I'm wrong with the, with my PW comment that I made. Is it going to happen in a few days? I really do hope it does. Fingers crossed. Futures, I hope it happens the next couple of days, and by Friday we're sitting, maybe not the whole entire move, but we're sitting somewhere like at 17,000. I'll have the satisfaction, from the analysis on that alone.
Yeah,
However,
but now I see how you see it. Before I never saw before how you saw that, but I do see it now.
There's a difference here. There's a reason why I look for these levels, why I'm playing this. And the same thing that we're looking at here, you'll see on a lower time frame. You can use the same exact same levels.
Yeah.
I'm just a chicken shit, right? My problem is it's not my analysis. I think I'm an amazing analyst. I think I see the market really well, but I suck at trading. Guys, that's the hardest part. It's the mental, it's the psychological behind trading. It's not finding a setup. It's not, understanding the market. You might understand the market, but you may never understand how to trade. And I suck at that, right? I need to get better at it. I blew a couple of accounts yesterday, 3 to be exact. They were sitting good in profit, decent in profit, right? I worked the heck out of them. Did we over leverage them to get them there? Yeah, a little bit. Because I had blown 3 prior to that, about a month ago. So if I'm not going in to gamble, guys, I'm not going to blow accounts. I have a lot of accounts. I don't trust the prop firm space. I'll say it. I'll be straight. I don't trust the prop firm space being around.
Yeah, lately.
As long as people expect it to be. And if it is, let's say, going to be around.
It will. It'll be around. It'll look differently.
It's going to look different. We're going to get some drastic changes to how they, how they're treating the traders. I think it's going to. I think we're going to end up seeing much stricter rules and a lot more people going live. My opinion. I think the SEC is going to crack down on the prop firms. I think they're going to force their hand, and I think that's going to trickle down to a lot of these traders that are these prop firm traders that are over leveraging, that are doing all this crazy stuff. It's just not going to succeed because part of the rules that I believe they're going to start cracking down on is not allowing people to do that any longer.
Yeah, because that makes it a casino.
Correct.
It's not trading. That's a casino.
Exactly. Shahid, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Shahid, correct me if I'm not. Shahid said, well said. There's a difference between being an analyst and a trader. Absolutely, Shahid, there is. And I know this. I've identified this. I know that I screw up on the trading end of it, but you know what? 13 months in, guys, I'm allowed to screw up. But at least I know it. I don't copy everything. We blew 3 accounts. I refunded them immediately. All right, we didn't refund them. I think I need to make $30 because of the fees, contract fees. I think I'm down $29 still. So I need to take
folks for that dopamine hit. Yeah,
what?
Kevin was saying they feed off folks for the dopamine hit. I'm not sure it's a dopamine hit. I think
of course it's a dopamine hit.
It is. But I think also it's a gambler's rush to try and pull off big numbers. And they see it on YouTube every day, and they're just trying to replicate it. I know I've fallen into that trap too.
It's not necessarily a gambler's mindset. I think it's a human thing, right? It's a human emotion that's very hard for anyone to kick, right? It's part of the discipline.
Yep.
You see somebody else seeing success, and you're like, I can do that. Why should I wait? Why should I take my time and do it? He's not, right? And yeah, fine. Maybe a lot of people are not, guys. If you have the bank to, the bankroll to fund blowing, hundreds of accounts to make some payouts, you know what? Maybe it will work. It's just not the lane that I should be taking.
And it's not.
I have the itch,
but it's not sustainable because when this guy goes live, FSP or whatever his name is, when he goes live,
yes,
you can't trade like that in a live environment. There's no setup that allows you to trade like that in a live environment. He's just going to be blowing. Look. Right now, he's risking $100 to try and make $5,000 with the eval fees and or $200 or $300. But when he goes live, if he blows 5,000 and 5,000, he didn't
5,000.
blow through $400. He blew through $6,000.
That's correct. That's correct.
So that's it. He's done. He doesn't know how to trade. He's now finished.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I agree. And again, we're not here to try to put anyone down, right?
No. But you and I are developing the skills. You and I are developing the necessary skills.
Correct. And part of that, the biggest part of that, guys, is learning how to trade, not to analyze. Right? You gotta split into into two different categories.
Yeah, they are two
learning
different
how
categories.
to trade properly, walking away from a loss, saying, hey, you know what? It didn't go my way. No big deal. I'm in with 2 micros. I can stomach that. I can handle that loss. Right? But when I go in with 20 micros, which is what I did yesterday, guys, right? I turned into a gambler, right? Back to what Futures was saying. That's a gambler's mentality, right? And for me, not so much a gambler's mentality because I have so many damn accounts. I get it. I mean, I'm trying to over leverage a little bit, but that's not over leveraging a little bit, right? I ended up making $2,100 on a 300K funded account afterwards, after the fact. One single trade, guys, one single trade, and I did it with 10 micros. And I took TP1, TP2, and TP3. So, you can make money in this market trading correctly. Had my stop, I would have got stopped. I went to sleep. I actually took that trade and went to sleep. to be honest with you guys. All right. I jumped in, went to sleep, had a stop loss, and you know what I realized? Whether it's doing that overnight and walking away, or entering a trade and getting up and walking away, right? I think that's something I need to work on. I think it's something that I need to do. It's going to help me not move my stop, accepting the loss, right? If I'm not sitting here staring at the chart, because if I'm not staring at the chart, who the heck is going to go in and move the stop loss, right? Who's going to control it? Nobody. So
that's an idea.
I think that's gonna go on the books as a new rule. I think I'm gonna try to, even if I'm live, even if I'm streaming live, at least just for 5 minutes, right? I might just enter the trade and just get up and walk away, just to give myself that psychological, put myself in that state of mind where, all right, you entered a position, it is what it is, whatever happens, happens. And when I come back, it's the same deal, right? Whatever happens, happens. Nothing changed if it didn't hit my stop or TP yet. Doesn't matter what direction it went. So I think I need to just maybe step away, give the trade a little bit of, little time to materialize. I guess we can use that word, right?
Time to work out.
Yeah, time to work itself out. And then I can come back and start, looking and maybe making some adjustments to my stop in the green, right? Not in the red. Move your stop up. Never move your stop down. This is something that my brother has been trying to instill upon me, right? And trying to drill it in my head. When you move your stop into profit, or you move your stop to break even, whatever the case is, if you move your stop up in the green, you never move it back. You never move your stop back against you. You leave it right where it is. If that's the decision you made, stick with it, take it, and call it a day. With all due respect, FSP is a gambler 100%, Shahid.
Oh, I won't even say he's a gambler. He has a technique. He has an idea and a strategy to put in this amount of money and extract this amount of money. And even if it's a 50% return, if you're doing it weekly, that's phenomenal. It's just not transferable to the real markets.
It's a gambler's mentality, though. It is. He's not wrong. Shahid is not wrong for saying that. And with all due respect, right? I'm going to repeat it because I'm also going to say with all due respect, I'm not, we're not knocking anyone's intellect because he's a smart individual. He's taking advantage of the prop firm game while it's available to him to the extent that he's blowing, over leveraging, and taking payouts. I do believe the guy is getting a bunch of payouts and it's working for him. But it is a gambler's mentality. And I don't want that. I don't want to trade that way. Every time I find myself trading that way, I fail. So I'm good. I don't need that in my life. That's the truth.
Yeah. And that
You know?
that little tip there about not moving your stop or only moving your stop in your favor,
Hmm.
what I would add to that is, if you're not doing it, try it for a few days and see how you like it. Sometimes we're resistant to change and we don't even try it. The best thing is to say, okay, today I commit to trying it. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work and I don't like it, but I commit to
Oh
try
no, I
it.
follow it. That's one of my rules.
Yeah.
I follow that rule when I'm not screwing up. Look, most of my rules are piggybacking off of my brother's rules,
Yeah, it's
right? When it
experience. Why
comes to
not?
trading.
That's the best
Exactly.
thing.
He's been doing it for a long time. He's been doing it for a much longer time than I have. He understands the discipline part of it. He understands the analytic part of it as well. He's a good analyst. He reads the market from a technical perspective very well, right? He's also working through the trading part of it. He is. But he is way, way, way ahead of me on the discipline side of it,
Yeah.
right? From a certain perspective. At the same time, listen, I've got decent discipline on my back here, right? I'm working through my screw ups, but at the same time, I don't screw up all the time. And because I know it and I understand it, we don't copy accounts, right? I do my Bulenox, but we don't copy a lot of accounts,
That's
right? I
true.
copy 2, 3 accounts, right? Until I stop completely the screwing around, right? And I know where I mess up, futures. I know where I mess up. I just need to voice it, like you said. We're talking about this earlier, guys, right? Futures tends to shout out when he's when he's in the deep end, right? And he needs help, and he needs a raft, a life
Hey,
jacket thrown,
Antonio.
right? Or and he'll say, "Ah, man, I'm screwing up over here, guys. I'm screwing up. I'm over leveraged, right?" So yesterday, while I was screwing up, I told him shut it down, close that position. If you're screwing up, if you're breaking your rules, shut it down. Did I listen to my own advice right there while I was in a trade screwing up, right? Like over leveraging, as he's shutting down his position, listening to what I just said. Order filled, order filled. I'm over there adding. I just added 4 contracts. Like, come on, So that kind of stupidity it's gonna happen, right? It's okay. But the most important part is accepting that you are making those stupid mistakes, identifying that you're making those mistakes, and actually do something about it, right? Acknowledge it. So I'm gonna start calling it out. If I'm in the deep end, that's it. You guys are gonna hear me shouting it out.
Hey, that's the
Guys, I'm
best
moving my
way.
stop. I just moved my stop, and I think just hearing myself say it, might help me be like, well, you know what, close. Stop that bullshit. You don't need to be in that trade.
Hello, my name is Mike, and I'm breaking my rules. Admitting it. That's the first step, and the
Yep.
biggest step.
Yep. Shahid says real trading isn't full porting one account at a time and hoping so. I agree, Shahid. I agree.
Mr.
I agree.
Mike. That's me, Mr. Mike.
Look, he's at the same
The rule
time
breaker.
we have to just
No, no, no.
take
Okay.
into consideration what's available to us. Right? The prop firms are allowing certain things to fly right now. You can take advantage of day one payouts with some of these accounts. You go and over leverage some of them and bring them to static. So many guys are just jumping in like 0 Day J. I think he got to a payout. Same deal though, right? These guys blow a whole bunch of accounts to get to payout. Now I like 0 Day J, right? He's my homie. I'll go and
Well,
I'll hang with
I've
him.
never checked the stream.
He's just he calls his Discord I think it's DGen the DGens or something like that.
Okay, yeah, no,
DGen
no.
trading. So he doesn't act like his shit doesn't stink. He knows what he's doing. He's taking advantage of the prop firms, over leveraging, blowing accounts, yada yada. Same thing FSP is doing. FSP is just much, much better at it. Sorry, Jay. I didn't mean. Just FSP at times can be much better at it, but I don't think it's that. I just think maybe he has a bigger bankroll, right? Maybe he can afford to trade 50, 70 accounts in a day. I can't. I don't want to do that. I'd rather take my kids on vacation or something.
Yeah.
I'm good. You know what I mean? And I want to figure this out. I want to figure this out correctly. All right. I don't want to be sitting here.
And I think those numbers are accurate. I think I've heard that he can blow, FSP can blow 100 accounts in a day. I mean, I can't confirm
Easily.
that, but
He doesn't even show you. Easily. He will not show you his blown accounts. He is sitting there, and I can tell just by the huffing and puffing that he sometimes can't, he can't avoid.
yeah.
He'll just be sitting there, nothing on screen. He's not taking any trades, and I'm like, dude, he just blew 2 accounts back to back. Why is he still huffing and puffing, right? But that's because he's still taking trades on one of his other 50 screens that he has open, right? And again, guys, I'm not knocking him. He seems like a really cool dude. He's a God-fearing man. I respect him. I just can't trade like that, right? It's just not a way that I see fit. It's not practical. I don't see it feasible it just does not make sense, guys. It's now we're looking for the same thing up top. Same deal, right? We've got these highs here, which we just took out with this move. Can we make one more leg up? I think so. I think we still have up to 17.8. I mean 19.7, 19.8, right in that range to potentially come up and reject. Now, if we're looking at levels to see what we have up here, and is there a reason for us to reject and come down over here? We have
Mic test.
NWAG, new week opening gap. Hey, futures, is your stream up?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I just see it hanging, but
Let me go back.
let me refresh it.
Live here. There you go. I think you're up.
Maybe just gotta click refresh. Open up my cell phone to test.
See you moving. Oh no, I'm moving as well. I thought I was.
Yeah, no, looks good. Okay.
Yep. Mic check. Mic check. I can hear it as well. Perfect. Sorry about that, guys. Futures had a big bad wolf huffing and puffing outside of his door.
Just out of nowhere it just came. Either that or we're not paying our property taxes. They shut our power down.
Well, Florida apparently is going to be passing a new law. Well, they're trying to. No more property tax. That would be amazing. I'm moving to Florida.
God, wow.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Forget New York.
Yeah, no, I already saw it. There was, even on YouTube on my homepage, there was storm warnings for Ontario and Quebec, which I found weird for me to see that in on YouTube, but I guess we're in for a little bit of a doozy.
If you guys don't mind, I am going to mute myself just for about 5 minutes. I need to run upstairs. I think the family just got back. Let me go say hello. I don't want to be rude.
Okay.
Futures, I will be right back. I know we are going to cut the stream a little short today, guys. Number one, Futures is dealing with a hurricane, so that could prove to be problematic. But more importantly, there are some things that need to be taken care of a little later today. So,
and we'll be back tomorrow at 7.
Yeah, but we'll be shutting down in about 8:30. So we still have about 40 minutes, guys.
Yeah, and we're like,
just give me about 5, and I'll be right back.
So something looks wrong with my screen. I don't know what happened. I think that power failure screwed up with my settings. Anyways, I don't really need to fix it now, do I? Let's see if I can find any setups. What's gonna happen? The next thing, what do you guys see out there? Okay, you see the thinking of any trades? Yeah, the algo's gonna go short soon, and everything I have is indicating short anyways besides the algo. So yeah, I'm looking for a short on some continuation. If I were to be following my top step charts, I can already be looking at a short at 58. If 58 on the offer, on the ask, holds for at least a second. I know that sounds odd, but that's how it works. Aside from that, on the algo, on the white chart, if we get 2 up bars. That would be the retrace. And then a continuation to the downside, then the algo will go short. The algo already took a trade. It's down $74. That kind of sucks. And, but it's still a short bias. Everything is short bias now. Let me see what it looks like on this 1 minute chart. Here we don't have any lower swing highs or lower swing lows, but we did bump into VWAP. So this chart here doesn't give me as strong as a short signal or short bias as everything else does. But I don't really use this chart too much, so goodbye. I really just use this chart to look at the swings and to see the volatility. And this is the first time actually I looked at the volatility. Right here, bottom corner. Ooh, this cursor bottom here, bottom corner, 4.67. This is the ATR of the 1 minute candle. So there's 4.6 points of range in the average 1 minute candle. Not a lot for me to work with, actually. That's kind of like yesterday, like what's his face, like Crispy was saying, wading through hot dog water, wading through crap. Not easy to find trades in this environment, and not only that, even if a trade shows up, it's not easy to get the follow through that I need to turn a profit on it. So what happens in this kind of environment? I end up trading smaller and just hanging out with you guys. I really can't expect miracles. But even though, I don't know if you were joking when you said, Mr. Mike, the rule breaker. Yeah, I break my rules, but you know what? I've been really working hard at it lately. And aside from a few discretions or misdiscretions, I don't know what the word is. My trading's been pretty spectacular. I've been very, very happy with how things are going. And the harder I work at it, the more I'm seeing that the most important thing is to not let the markets take money from you. My chart is filled with lines. That's helped. Look, if the lines give you a picture that you wouldn't have without, using brain power, then that's a good thing, I think, actually. But if the lines are making you confused and paralysis by analysis or analysis by paralysis, whatever that expression is, then you got too much stuff and you got to take it off. Because if you have too much, what you can get is contradictions, and then it's going to make you, that's why they call it a paralysis by analysis, because you have short and long and long and short and short and long. Let's go back to this chart here. Let's see if I can get into a trade. So the 58 on the offer held. So I'm looking for a short, and I'll go in. Hey. Yeah. Oh, you said buy? Okay, bye. Have a good time. See you later. Oops, don't want to do just one. Ooh, maybe I do. Look at that. Look at that. Shorting. Yeah, I'm shorting. Trying to get into a position here. Don't like the fact that it went against me right away. Oh, is that all that is? Wow. On the 1 minute candles, it looks so significant. And I put it on the Renkos and it's nothing. It's not even a move. So I should have my 4 lot. I should be short in the 4 lot over here. You know what? It's giving me the opportunity. It's 2. Three. Let's go for... I'm short at 60.75. The entry is 58. So, it's better. Better is always better, right? But let's see if I can get even more better for another 2 lot. No, 1 lot. Ah, I didn't give me a chance there. I just had to change the number. First target is 51. 51 on the bid. So that's about 10 points. I'm short at 60.75. Well, not at about. I am short at 60.75. Opened it up there for a little bit. You guys can maybe see better. 51 on the bid. So dum 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 dum. Let's go down to 51. There we go. Buy limit. That's I guess where the first target should be. That's a shitty color. I don't know why it is that. I changed it. I like my colors to be black for my limit orders. Or green, but I'm going to go with black. Hold on for a second. And my stop market orders are supposed to be black also. But you know what? Let's make them red. Let's have fun. It's a stop. Crimson. Okay, there we go. Hey, going the wrong way. Oh, I can go short one more. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off on going short one more, because what's going to happen is if it goes up, the algo is going to then go short. So I think that's when I'll add. What's going on with you? Why are you market analyzer and the copier? Let's close the copier. 58, 65. 65 is an add point also. I can add one here at 65. 72 is my stop on this, just so you know. Let's put it in it. Let's put in an emergency stop, because sometimes there are these stupid rug pulls that have been happening lately. Almost every day there's this crazy rug pull where the market just blasts through 40 points. Okay, take my hand off the mouse and let it go a little bit. How are you feeling about this trade? I don't know. I don't really have feelings about trades, to be honest with you. It's all a probability game. There's going to be winners. There's going to be losers. I think I'm properly set up. I mean, everything is buy is short, and I did get a setup. I didn't just, pull the. I didn't pull the entry out of my behind. That's the 8 o'clock bump. I would have liked to have gotten a piece out. Oops, I bought the wrong amount. I wanted to get out for a 1 lot, and I got out for a 3 lot. Let it go back up, and I'll add a 2 lot. I do want it to go to my target. But yeah, for me, all trades, it's just a probability game. When I'm doing it right, it's just probabilities. Where is my time? Oh, my time is off. There we go. Well, if this bar closes down in 28 seconds, then the algo is going to go short also, and you'll see that on the black chart above. And I might join in on it. I don't like this. I don't like entering in at exactly at 8 o'clock, though. Not a fan of that, so we'll see. But yeah, Antonio, all trades, it's just a probability game. I mean, some people say it's gambling. No, it's not gambling if you have edge. Hey, really? Didn't go? Wait a minute. Why did it not short? I don't know. That's odd. Should have shorted. All trading is, it's not gambling, even though you're playing with probabilities. I mean, if I give you, I guess I'm going to get out of this because it all got screwed up. If I give you a roulette wheel with no zeros, or zeros, doesn't matter. If I give you 30 red spaces on a roulette wheel and the other 8 are 2 green and 6 black, every time you bet on red, even though there's 30 spaces, you're still gambling. But you have edge. So you have to understand, your individual bet is gambling. Your overall result with edge is not gambling, and you'd be a fool not to take that bet every time. You just have to know what's the amount of your lot size that you have to allocate so you don't go bust. Because you certainly can't put everything you have on every spin, because black or green is going to fall sometimes. There's 6 black spaces and 2 green ones, and the ball will fall in those spaces sometimes. So you just have to know how to allocate your size. But in the long run, if you're allocating your stack size properly, you're not gambling. You will come out a winner with 30 red spots and you betting on red. It's called the law of large numbers. And that's what I play. I know my stats. I know when I take a trade. Like I knew on that trade there when I entered. It doesn't matter whether I followed it perfectly. But I did know that I had a 70% chance that 51 will hit. And that's a phenomenal piece of knowledge to have. And that's over 3,000 live trades. Can it change? Yeah, it can change. I mean, the markets can change change the way they move, and volatility affects it. But I know that realistically speaking, I know my range is probably anywhere from 68 to 74, 75. I mean, the market would have to change personality and behavior drastically. It would have to become...
Are you thinking for a long?
I went short.
Oh,
no, but I was
short.
talking, Antonio was asking me how I feel about the trade, and I said that I really, normally I don't really feel anything about any trade. It's just a probability game. And I know I'm playing the probabilities, and I know I have a 30% probability of losing, a 70% probability of winning. It's my job to hang on for as much as the market will pay me. I do a lousy job at that. That's my biggest weakness. I will admit it. I am lousy at holding on to my trades. But I'm getting phenomenally good at not letting the market take money from me. And that's really changing things for me.
That's equally important.
Yeah, and I was saying that trading is not gambling. Trading, if you have edge, an individual trade is a gamble. You never know. And I was using the example of a roulette wheel with 30 red spaces. Even if it has 30 red spaces, there's still 8 spaces that you can lose on. So on any individual bet, even if you're betting on red, you can lose. That's a gamble. So you can't bet your entire stack. If you do, you're gambling. But if you divide your stack properly, and you sit there and you spin the wheel 1,000 times, you're going to come out ahead. You're not gambling. The law of large numbers will come around, and you will end up a winner. You divide your stack into, let's say, 20 bets, 30 bets. I don't know mathematically what the number is, but there is a mathematical optimal number, and you will leave a winner with almost 100% certainty after 1,000 spins. If you have that kind of edge. Now that's a huge edge, and it's an extreme example, but still, that's how edge works. It doesn't come out on every trade. Your camera's off, just so you know.
Yeah, I'll be on in a second.
Oh, okay. Just let me know.
I don't like that analogy, only because with trading, at least for me, right? Because I believe that this is an algorithm. And I really believe that there's an edge to be found inside of the algorithm that completely excludes this from being considered gambling. Have I found it yet?
But you'll still have individual losses.
Sure.
So,
that's because we.
So if you were to bet your entire stack, no, that's what I'm saying. If you were to bet your entire stack, you're gambling.
Perspective, yes, from that perspective. But the reality is that in the roulette wheel, betting your entire stack, splitting it up, it doesn't make a difference.
No. I said there's 30 red spaces and only 6 black. You missed that part.
No, I heard that part. But the reality is,
if I painted a roulette wheel with 30 red spaces and only 6 black, and you divided your stack properly, you didn't bet at all, you will leave a winner. After 1,000 spins.
If I was betting red.
Red, yeah. Law of large numbers. There's no way you're going to walk away a loser after 1,000 spins.
Is that what a roulette wheel looks like?
No, roulette is 18 and 18.
Oh, 18, right.
Yeah, 18 red, 18 black, and 2 or 1 zeros where the house wins. That gives them a little bit extra edge.
Shows how much I know, right?
But if you were to make it 30-6, you'd be a fool not to bet on red. But of course, there's going to be times when black lands and you're going to lose. So that's why, some people I know when they say, oh, you're trading, you're gambling. No, I'm not gambling. I have edge. I know my edge. Sometimes I break my rules and my edge disappears.
Hey, what's up, Billy?
But I know I have edge. And in and based on the law of large numbers, I'm not gambling. But because you don't understand trading, not you, the person I'm talking to.
Right.
Because you don't understand trading and you don't understand the law of large numbers and you're not a probability guy or a mathematician, You think it's gambling, and I understand that, so change the conversation. I'm not going to convince you, because you don't know what you're talking about. That's basically what I tell them.
Yep, I feel you on that one. All right, nice little pullback here.
Well, my stream's not showing up. That's funny. Okay, doesn't show up, doesn't show up. I can't connect.
I have you.
Yeah, is there sound? I wanted to do a sound check.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Wow, look at this little rocket.
Little pump right here, right?
Yeah, got over, I think we got over VWAP. Yeah, we did. Yeah,
I like the reaction.
There was the 8 o'clock. There was the 8 o'clock. I don't know if we call it a move or whatever, but the increase in volatility, just like we see on the 9:30 open. Well, that confirms that that's so funny. That confirms that the Asian Open officially is 8:30 p.m. And I say that's so funny because I grilled ChatGPT inside and out, upside down, right side up. And it kept saying that the Asia Open is 9:30 p.m. Eastern time right now, based on daylight savings time. We covered that. It wasn't like it was making a daylight savings time error. It was talking about the Tokyo Open, and they were saying that the Asian Open that will affect the U.S. markets is 9:30 p.m. So there we go. ChatGPT isn't perfect on everything. It's confirmed. What's going on here?
A nice push up right there. I'm not convinced. I'm not really convinced that it wants to go back up yet. I like this retracement so far.
Does Joker know his camera's off? Joker, do you know your camera's off?
I do.
I think he does, yeah.
I meant to turn it on about a minute ago, but
Joker likes to trade nude a little bit every now and then, so he turns his camera off.
I just put my clothes back on, guys. We're good. We're safe. I ran upstairs. My wife brought me back a smoothie, so I had to...
yeah, there were some interesting things you ordered there. They sounded delicious.
I'll eat the dinner when I get done with the stream.
God, the hell is that? Oops. Oops.
All right.
Okay, well, we're above VWAP. 2 consecutive closes. Algo will go long once we get a retrace. I don't know what it did. Oh yeah, it had one trade. It lost money. I'm up a big $2. I don't even remember how. I was shorting. Yes, I remember now. Thank you for reminding me. I just looked at your message there, Antonio. You see, that's how much I keep track of my trades. There's so many trades, one falls into the other, and one blends into the other. And again, like I said, it's really just the law of large numbers. But I need volatility. And up until 8 o'clock, we didn't have it. We were trading with a 4-point range on the 1-minute candles. But I got it now. And if we can get a break of the high of a previous candle on the 1-minute chart, I'll take a 2-lot. Not big size or anything, but I'll take a 2-lot.
You're thinking for a long.
Yeah, on a long. I'm a little hesitant to do that because the top step charts are still short. Short bias, sorry.
Yeah, I'm still pretty short bias also. I'm thinking about taking a short here.
So what do we have as far as the range of the evening session? We have the high over here, just under the 5 o'clock
Oh, what
close.
the heck just happened? What in the world is this? Do you guys see this? Where did it put it on down there? That is not even making any sense. I think I might have to reset this, guys. What the heck? I'm gonna close this out. This is just, I don't even understand what, I see it in profit on my, I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna close it. What in the heck is going on? I think I need to restart my Ninja Trader. I don't know if you saw that, but
No, your quotes are off.
so it put me in a position. It put me in a position. But my entry was down at like 567, like 100 points lower. That was really weird. I really couldn't make sense of that, so we shut it down. I'm gonna try to close Ninja Trader really quick, see if I can reopen it.
Yeah, sometimes you got to clear your cache even.
I don't know what that was, but it actually did it to me earlier as well in the morning. Probably gonna have to.
Oh yeah, it's true. Doesn't make a difference. I made a mistake, Joker.
Yeah.
What I was talking about is tomorrow. It's not today. I thought it was today. So if you want to stick later after 8:30, I could stick around later. We'll play by ear.
Yeah, that's fine.
But,
yeah, we could do like 9. Keep it rocking for a little bit longer. No reason to rush off.
Okay, sounds good.
I might disappear to go take a couple of bites out of my my food. If that's the case, but no big deal. All right, so there. The leader.
So this is when trading gets a little difficult for me. When I have to decide, do I take the long trade based on the algo, or do I take the short trade based on the Renkos, which are still under the price channel? And if I look at my card, which tells me what to do, it says do not take a trade if you have a reason not to take a trade. And when they're not in an agreement, that's the reason not to take a trade. So I think I'm just going to let it pass. I'll watch the algo. I'll make it a spectator sport for the next algo trade. If it actually does go long, it's going to need a bullish candle. And if anything, if I were to take one, I would be inclined to take the top step trade, the Renkos, because I know the numbers on the Renkos are 70%, and there is no greater feeling for me than entering a trade knowing that I have a 70% chance of hitting my profit target. And knowing that with 100% conviction, not just guessing it.
Well, that took me out of my trade. That kind of sucked. I was in from like 78 too.
Short, I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was in. I was in a short. Yeah. That's right. We're not going to chase. We're not going to chase it.
Hey, Sparky. Let me open up this chart here. And let's do some house cleaning while I have time. I don't know why my things are misaligned, but let's fix them.
Let's go. I like that short.
Yeah, nice.
And it was fast too. That's why I wanted to take it. I was kind of waiting for that, but that's all right. Now we're only $24 away from funding them.
My record is
29 days to make $24.
If I remember, my record I think was either 6 cents or 3 cents. That's the closest one time I got. I closed the trade and it was like 3 cents away.
No way.
Yeah, so of course, click. That's all I had to do to get it over. I was laughing. I think actually that's what my Bulenox account that I have now. This Bulenox account is going to get a payday. I am letting everyone. I'm calling it out in advance. I'm putting myself out there.
Is it funded?
Yeah. And I am going to trade it like a hawk, and it is going to get the payout. I used my Bulenox accounts as almost like a sandbox to test and to push, and even
I used your code, by the way, on Bulenox.
Wow, thank you very much.
I picked up the account.
I told my son even, because my son tracks my my trading. He's my accountability partner also. So, I've told him that's what Bulenox is for. That's what I use it for, which causes me to get reckless and screw up a lot. But no, not on this one. This one's going to get the payout. They're going to pay me on this one.
I like Bulenox personally. I think they're a good company.
Yep. Like I said,
I like their rules. I think they're fair. And
well, here's the question: have you heard anyone ever say anything bad about him? I've never really have.
No. How about that? No.
Yeah.
Nope.
We may not like a rule or two, but what firm are you going to go to and like every single rule? That's just not a possibility. They always pull something out of the garbage hat and throw it in there so that they can increase their profitability. The algo switched over to short bias. Just saying, you can see that by the orange background that got painted. It just paints it for one bar. It doesn't continuously paint it. It's just for me visually to know that the algo switched to a short bias. And topstep is still short, so everything for me is short. Higher time frame short, lower time frame short. Let's see what we get. So we got a little bit above VWAP, but you know what I always say, VWAP or any level. That's also why I like bands. I should put VWAP bands. They're not cement walls, There's always a range above and below. So even though I look at 2 consecutive closes above VWAP as a potential indication that we switched bias on the 1-minute chart, it really didn't do anything. Price didn't hold VWAP. Let's just summarize it to that. And we broke below again. So even the dark chart 1 minute now is bearish for me. I'm thinking we're going to see continued pricing to the downside. Maybe take out those 2 lows we saw at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Relatively
today. You check for any news? Not that I believe in news, guys. I don't think that the news.
Well, there was the jolts at 10. That's it.
No. I meant tomorrow and
tomorrow.
We've got news. We've got news in 30 minutes. In an hour, we've got a whole bunch of red folders.
No kidding. Coming out of Asia, obviously.
I actually don't. Yeah, actually, Australia. We got Australia CPI. Trimmed CPI. You've got China manufacturing PMI, non-manufacturing PMI China, red and orange folders. I'm actually curious to see how that goes. You said that you're not in a rush tonight, right? You know what? I might be willing to stick around just to see how news plays out. I'm curious, and then we can shut down right around then.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm up for that. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting event. And then tomorrow, all day we have German prelim CPI. So that's That's also kicking in from the AM, starting on Wednesday from midnight. So that's going to happen with the UK probably open. And then we have a whole shit ton of red. Tomorrow is going to be crazy. We've got ADP non-farm employment change at 8:15.
Oh, NFP tomorrow, eh?
Yep, we got NFP tomorrow. And then we've got GDP, advanced GDP, employment cost index, advanced GDP, all US. And at 10 a.m. we've got PCE price index and pending home sales orange. Tomorrow's gonna be hey, listen.
Tomorrow's gonna be a busy
I like
day.
it. I like it. I like it. Tomorrow could very well be the day that we get down to 18,000. Right? $1,000 point drop. What do you think? How possible is that?
Yeah, it's 5%. That's doable.
Doable,
That's
right?
doable.
Definitely doable. I can see 18.5. I think it'll be insane. I think it'll be absolutely insane if that happens. Let's take a look at the higher time frame. Do we have a setup, a potential setup coming in on like the 4-hour maybe? Or something like that?
I'm short at 62 with the algo. The algo took the trade on the top chart, but if 58 can hold on the offer, just like last time, there we go, it held. So now if I can get in at a better price, I'm gonna add, and I kind of have. Come on, fill me.
Oh yeah, I can see 18.3 tomorrow.
Didn't fill me.
I can see 18.3 tomorrow. Then I can see a pullback the rest of the week. Right? Or maybe even another drop and then a pullback Friday for TGIF. Right? Give us like a 30% retracement. Fill the gap right around 18.3 and then pull back to right around 18.7, 18.9. Right? End the week there. Right? PW can get his victory on me right there. Right? And say, oh, you didn't go down 3,000 points, Joker. Oh, the way he talks, he's hilarious. But then I can see us dropping straight down fast too. Like that next leg will be big, all the way down to that 16.5, 15 area, 15,000, 16,000. So let's go. That's what I'm waiting for, guys. I want to see it happen. I believe it's gonna happen.
Don't encourage me, Crispy.
What is Crispy saying?
Yeah, I should go short a 60 lot.
60 micros short. I missed it. But aren't you already in short, Crispy? Didn't you like jump in all the way at the top, dude? I could have swore you got in at like 630 something.
I think you guys can see my trade on the bottom screen. Hey, I'm short a 4 lot. I have a limit order for 5 points on the first one, 10 points, about 9 points on the second. I also have a sell limit to add to the trade if it goes up to 65. And my stop is that on 2 is the orange dash line, and it would be, hold on, 58, 62 would be 72 for the final piece. I hope I don't have to, you know what, I'm not going to add any more because we've moved close to my targets already. I don't think
How many contracts are you in?
4.
4, okay. So you have room for 2 more if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, that's it, I'm done. And I'm not going to let this move against me, actually. I am already going to reduce risk and just take 2 off. That's been working good for me. Hey, shit, I nickel and dimed my way up to, I think, $249. And when I mean I nickel and dimed, I mean I took quick take profits. I was laughing inside, saying, look at that, fuck. And, okay, and maybe it sounds stupid, but the thing is, I'm playing it so tight to the vest that the market doesn't get to take money from me. That's what's happening. You know, if it pays me, I take it. If it goes against me, boom, out, goodbye. And it's adding and it's adding. Maybe I'll have a bad day when it doesn't work and I'll have to, you know, what do you call that? Dial in a little bit better. But for now, it's working phenomenal.
Where's your stop on that trade?
This last piece here, I don't know. It depends on which one I'm holding. Either the orange dash line or 72. Either way. But right now, to be honest with you, my stop is just a little bit over break even. And it might even be soon I'm just going to get out of it and just take the small win. Because it's already taking too long. We didn't get momentum. Yeah, that's it for me. That's it for me. Look, I'm not expecting much because the volatility is low. It's easier to do what I just told you about.
So what's the big chart? The one with the 5 lots?
Oh, that's the algo. That one I don't touch. That's trading on Sim 101. But I put the algo on an eval today.
How'd it do?
For the day, $200, $198, I think, at the end of the day.
In the green. Nice.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna that account is gonna trade the algo now all the time. The algo for the daytime session is graduated out of Sim. For the evening, I'll still trade it on Sim, but for the daytime session, and actually it took a trade. I wasn't sure if you were listening at the time. It took a trade near the top of the market just before we reversed. Let me look at the if I can see it on the 15-minute chart. I don't remember exactly. I think it was at 10:15, right at the top. I was nervous about that trade because actually, I think it was just as we broke out of the initial balance. So maybe at 11:15, somewhere around there. And I was saying, shit, we just broke out of initial balance. For me, that's super bullish. But the algo went short. Anyways, it worked out. I think that's where it made the bulk of its money on that trade. Before that, it was about break even. Anyways, nice. Long story short, it's doing well. So I figured it's time to move it to, I don't know if it was you or Woodchip or Kevin, somebody. Crispy? Someone said...
probably a few of us.
Yeah, I said, why don't you trade it already on an account? Yeah, it's time. It graduates. I mean, I was testing it. I always use Sim 101 and 102 as my testing grounds. I'm always testing.
I had to do that about a week ago.
Yeah, but yeah, it's time for it to graduate. It's time. I've watched it long enough, and it's... it doesn't... To date, it hasn't eaten through chunks of capital, so it looks like it'll do well for me. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so 51 was hit, even though I didn't hold for it. There's the move. And the algo's going to get out on the close of this candle because we broke through the blue dash line. And there we go. The algo's out. So now the algo is up 44 for the evening. And we just came pretty close to the evening session lows there, that I drew in. So now we kind of have triple relative equal lows.
So the algo gets in and out on its own?
Yep.
What did you program that on?
In NinjaTrader. They have this thing called Strategy Builder here. I'm loading it up. You'll see it on the screen. Give it a second. It takes long because it has to compile everything before it loads. I don't know why they did that, but that's the way they did it. So right now it's compiling every strategy and indicator I ever wrote. Explain that to me.
That's interesting.
There we go. It finally show up. Yeah, over here. So you do new strategy. You name it. These are, I don't know if you can see. Yep. That's all stuff that I coded there. And so if you're starting a new one, you just click next. It's not that difficult actually once you learn the parameters, you know. Like here's your if settings. You're always talking about the if then. You know, so you create your if settings. Let's say, let me just do one here quickly. Add. So price. I think you can see everything, right? You know what? Let me close my screen too here. There, now you can see everything. So you just go price, if the price. Really? My computer's going to hang now? You know how it's crazy. Every time you want to show something to somebody, the computer price, you take the close, is let's say greater than And you go to choose your indicator, you know, if for simplicity's sake, you know, whatever is greater than the constant lines. I'm just making it up here. And then you have your actions on the bottom. You do the following, add, you can play, you know, depending on what you want to do, drawing. This is where in drawing is how I set my backgrounds, miscellaneous. You can play audio alerts or order management. You set in your orders. The most important ones are just the difficult ones that took me a while to learn about, but once you know them, are current state. That's an important one, current state, and I also had to set the time. You know, the true and false, the Boolean commands, they're not so obvious. They're not it's not a real, you know, it's not a straight Boolean command. You have to set true, and it's not the way I knew how to do Boolean commands in Python. But anyways, once you learn all, you know, all what these mean, and you play with it, it's not so hard to create your own indicators and strategies. So no, I'm not coding them. I'm just using
You're
that.
Just adding, right.
They give you an interface to do it with.
Price does this, then
yeah,
a simple. That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna look into it.
So how I create them? I start off slow. I put in one command. I go into market replay. I make sure it's working. You know. And it makes
Where is this? So I'm looking at, if I'm on NinjaTrader.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's on your control center. Then you got to go to new.
New.
And it's got to be
strategy builder on the bottom.
Got it. Perfect. All right. Cool.
Yeah, to be honest with you, there's only a few commands. There's maybe about 5 commands that can cause you problems that you need to know about, and you might not. I don't know. I'm not saying you, but I didn't know about. And I didn't Google it, I didn't ChatGPT it, I did it the stubborn way, through trial and error, over and over and over and over. So it took me forever to figure those out. But once you have control of the time, your Boolean switches, and the state, you know, because there's different states. Ninja's weird. There's historical. There's from the time you drop the strategy onto the chart, it only starts to work from that point forward. So once you understand how the state works and how you set it, you don't get confused, and it's pretty easy to create the strategies.
Look into it. Maybe I can create something based on what I'm looking for, and see if I can do the same thing. Put it on like a demo account, test it based on, you know, my setup.
I like it. I play with market replay every weekend. I run through tests and I enjoy it. Okay, I technically can take a small short here. I will not. Oh boy, look at that. Yes, I definitely can take a short here. Everything is saying I can take a short. Volatility is sick though. 6, not 6. 6. I'll add a 2 lot up here. Yeah, like the Renko strategy, I could easily create it for Ninja, but I'm not eager to trade off the Ninja signals because you get more false signals than I do off topstep, because the Ninja chart will paint the bar immediately upon forming, and the topstep, I've said already a few times, it waits 1 second before it paints the bar. And that's enough for occasionally a bar not to paint and stop you out. You know, like when it wicks you, Ninja will stop you out. Topstep won't, because it goes quickly, you know. It's like a rapid wick. You know what I'm talking about, right? When it does that quick, just runs up, wicks, and goes right back down. So Ninja will take you out. Topstep won't. It won't paint the bar. It'll wait to confirm that price is staying there, price is holding.
Interesting.
So that's why I much prefer topstep chart. Well, Topstep X, which is Platform X. Anybody using Platform X, if they were to use Renko, I would say get onto Platform X. Because it's the same thing with TradingView. You can do it in TradingView too. TradingView has the same thing. You put the delay to 1 second. So that's why I say if I can see the bid hold for 1 second or the ask, it has to hold for 1 second. I'm not really watching it on my screen. I'm just watching the charts on Topstep because I know it won't print the bar. It'll count down for 1 second. If price is still holding, then it'll paint the bar. Then I get out. Yeah, sometimes it can run against you a little bit more, but I'd rather give up occasionally 1 or 2 points rather than take a full loss and then it goes to target that, and you shouldn't have even gotten out. So what's going on? We're quieting down now. What time is the news? You said 10 o'clock? 9 o'clock?
9:30.
9:30.
Yeah, so in about 50 minutes, 45 minutes. So I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see 18.5 a lot quicker than we're anticipating right now. I think we're gonna get down there. Maybe not right this second. Let me see.
Copy traded 4 accounts today. I increased it a little bit. It went well. Had a couple of times when the copy trader, the Apex copy trader, went out of sync, but I just closed it down immediately. That's the trick with that. You just got to have a very keen eye on the positions and on your trade copier and just know how to play it.
Man, well, right now what I'm thinking about, guys, is entering a short on this pullback, and I don't know how deep it's gonna be, but I feel like we might get one more long attempt, about 19.5, maybe like right here. Maybe.
That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I was short. I got out of my trade because the algo might go long. Really, what I should have done is wait for it to go long because the markets can collapse now. See, I predicted rather than reacted, and for me, that's a no-no. I said my short is no longer valid because I'm predicting that the algo is gonna go long. I should have waited for the algo to go long and then say, okay, I'm out. Okay.
So
another mistake. Small mistake, but a mistake.
All right, but yeah, nothing, like you said, nothing major.
Yeah, big deal. It's just one trade.
And you caught yourself, so making it. It's the most important. I think we can come down one more time. Decent move.
Well, don't you call that what isn't that what you guys call manufacturing liquidity when it makes a triple bottom like that?
Yep.
Isn't that a huge setup for everyone to put in their stops? I know it's looking good for me to put in my stops there. Who is it that says put in your orders to go?
What's his name?
Where you would put your stops. Don't enter.
Isn't that guy Ron Paul? What was his name?
Ron Popeil? No, Al Brooks? No, not Al Brooks.
No.
Al Brooks, I think, is a comedian. It sound like. Anyways, yeah, that's an interesting. It's an interesting take on things. The only problem is if you put an order to go long right under there, where do you put your stop? Where is your logical stop? I guess you can base it on ATR. Maybe go 2 or 3 ATRs out. and set your stop there. But there's really nothing, nowhere logical for you to place your stop with that after that I can think of. Except, like I said, ATR. If anybody has an idea, where would you place your stop if you're putting your buy order under these three relative equal lows? So if you put in a buy order, a buy limit just under there, where do you place your stop? Does someone have an intelligent strategy for that? You know what Patrick Whelan does, and I like it.
What's that?
Patrick Whelan, for his ORB strategy, he had it in a video one time. Let's say you do put in an order to go long just under the blue line, which is where the triple bottoms are. And you're assuming this is your target. He'll draw in a fib. This one's blue. He'll draw in a fib. Okay, mine doesn't go. But he'll get out at the 50% line. Which, that also could be a strategy. Actually, let me draw it the other way. Let me go this way from the bottom to the top. Yeah, so he would put his stop over here at the 50% line, and he would go for 100%. So it's 2 to 1. And he was doing that with the ORB, with the opening range breakout. He would just measure the high and low of the first 15 minutes, and when it broke out, he would enter. If it broke out to the top, obviously long, broke out to the bottom short. Put in the fib, go for the full target. Hey, Meg! Go for the full target, but only put a stop at half. I mean, he got reamed with it for a while. I think that's when he had his 7 or 8 losing days in a row.
I don't really trade the ORB, the orb.
Yeah.
I just look for the market structure shift.
The ORB is fantastic, but I'll tell you what the trick is. You can't go for 1 for 1 or 2 for 1. You gotta let it run. You gotta hit the grand slams, because it'll give it to you often enough in the month that you'll be green. But if you're just going for 1 for 1, I think the edge is out of that trade.
Well, the thing for me is that I won't take the trade based on the opening range breakout, right? I look for the market structure shift to happen as the bunny ears up. The opening range breakout is also happening, right? So you mark out your opening range high and low, right? Which is what the I think everybody uses the 15 minutes, right? 15-minute ORB or 30-minute. But I think the 15 is the 15. I think is the most popular. So you mark it out, and if you get a close above, great. They'll just jump in. For me, that close above has to be doing something on the left side of my chart. Right? Meaning it needs to be hitting a very specific level, or we need to have already hit a level on sell side, and then that opening range breakout, that close is the displacement that I'm looking for, and then the pullback I would get in. So the fact that it aligns with the opening range breakout along with the trade that I'm looking for just makes that trade a higher probability.
Did you see how we pushed through the triple bottom?
No, I wasn't even really paying attention.
There were stops there because it really went through it quickly. You saw I
actually gotta use the restroom, if you don't mind, guys. I'll be right back. Well, let's take a look at this first.
That was interesting. I was watching.
Nice little push down, took out the lows. I mean, I'm very bearish, guys. I'm super bearish. Super bearish. Yeah. And like I said, right now I would have entered that short because I'd like to see a reaction off of the 19,450. So I think we've got about 100-point play right here. Anybody who's in a short, obviously don't listen to me. I'm not a financial advisor. But if I was in the short, let's rephrase that. If I was in a short, I'd probably be holding to at least 480. Give or take. I'm gonna go use the restroom and I'll be right back.
Does that mean I have to start talking? Okay, guys. Hey, what just happened? I don't have anything setting up in the short term. Oh, that's not true. Looky, looky. Looky, looky. Let me put back up my algo. If we get a little bit of a push back up and then continuation, I'll get a short trade, and that would be really, really good if we can trade right back up to that triple bottom on the black chart there that you can see. Let me make it a little bit smaller. Where do we have to go? I have to go all the way to here for you guys to see it, really? That's a little too small. Oh, no, I don't have to do it that way. Okay, let me open it up again. There we go. I just have to see exactly where I gotta go for you guys to see the triple bottom. A little smaller. Anyways, you get the idea. There's a triple bottom there. I drew in the blue line. I don't need the blue line on top. That was marking off the evening session highs. And if we retrace back into that level, marked off by the blue line, that would be a cool trade. I'd like to take that, and the algo will take it as well. I mean, the algo will take it even if we don't get up to the blue line, just if we have a 2 bar or more retrace, 2 or more bars in the retrace, then the algo will go short. We wait. I'm not doing anything spectacular, but I'm not red, and that's always step number 1. Most important thing, not to be red. If I'm looking over my trades here, I really had 4 official entries, and they all went to target. So I kind of traded poorly. I guess my execution was poor. I should have had I should be ahead by, on the size I'm trading, 80, 70, 80 bucks. So that gives you an idea how my poor performance has affected my numbers, or my poor execution. Which goes back to what JOKOUR was saying. Your entries, your rules, that's only a small part of the game. The theory is a small part of the game. The practical, the execution. You know, you can tell me all the theory you want on how to drive a Formula 1 car and how to take a turn at 250 miles an hour. I can have all the theory down, but I certainly won't know how to execute. That's going to take a lot of time and practice. And it's the same thing with trading. It takes a lot of time and practice. And we still make mistakes, just like in Formula 1. They make mistakes. Fortunately for us, it's only money, and it's not our body that takes the hit. Okay. I'm stoked for the next trade. Let's get a retrace, and let's have some continuation to the downside. Volatility is, volatility is pretty good. 7.55 points average range in the 1 minute candles. So there's room for movement there. Quiet in the room today. Ever since my power went down, everybody scrambled. Like when you turn the lights off. Everyone, all the insects run. Everyone ran away. We're just getting a steady, continuous move down. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try something. This candle closes in 40 seconds. It's a red candle after a green. That's one again. I don't want one. I want 2. Oh, I didn't even get filled on my second one. There's a trader, that scalper, that says, you know what, when you can't get in, you get in on a red candle after a green. Set your stop over the high, well, in this case, over the high of that candle. I might not take a trade tonight. I might cheerlead. Okay. Cheerleading works good. Did you put on your miniskirt?
Think throwing up or whoa? Yes, it is.
You can't cheerlead in pants.
Let's go.
I will not allow any cheerleaders on Team Joker and Team Futures floor to be in to be in pants.
Really did a number on my back this time.
23. Does anybody remember the name of that scalper? I think he passed away. It was an older man, bald. A real rock star, a legend. And I'm sure his last name was Brooks.
Are you talking about me?
You're not bald.
No. But this headset's gonna get me there, though.
Oh, only a stripe of baldness going from left to right.
Right?
I know he was a friend of Tom Hugard, because when he passed away, Tom Hugard was talking about him quite a while. I mean, he's a legend, this guy. I have to look him up.
There's something Paul. I forget what his name is. I know his name. One of the guys, either his last name is Paul. I gotta find this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look also.
He's the one that says you should put your stops. Put your stop where you would put your entry where you would put your stop.
Stops.
Right? Let's see. Put. He should come up just from that quote alone.
Okay, Brooks trading course. Is that him? Yeah, I think that's him. Al Brooks. Okay, so I was sure Al Brooks was a comedian. No, Al Brooks. That's the guy I was thinking of. Tom Hugard. I like Tom Hugard. Yeah, there he is.
Here he is. This is the guy that I'm talking about.
Show me.
His name is...
Oh, you're not putting it up. You're not putting the guy's face up on your screen.
I'm not sure how to do that.
Yeah.
I gotta make a new screen capture, I think, for that.
Oh no, you just slide it over your chart, the guy's image. Or here, I'll do it on my thing. Showing an image is not a copyright strike. Let me change to my stream here. I'm thinking of this guy right here. Al Brooks. He's not fully bald, but...
No, that's not the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, but this series here, Scalping Series number 01, Rules for Scalping, Brooks Trading Course. 800,000 views. That's really something. I saw it. I went through it already once, but I've forgotten the rules.
David Paul. David Paul.
David Paul. That's a new name for me.
Look up David Paul.
David Paul. Guys, if anybody's new in the room, click subscribe so I can get to 70 subscribers. David Paul Trader. Oh my God, he looks like him. Ha, this guy. I know this guy. Yeah.
That guy's the man right there.
Yeah, I watched this thing too. Wow, he looks so similar. Look, guys. He looks the same. Wait, let me put it up. It's like they're twins. There's something to be said for older gentlemen that are balding, that have the horseshoe hair. Male pattern baldness. What a funny animal, eh? The top of your head goes, but the sides of your head doesn't. I should laugh, but it's a weird thing, no?
Sure is. If you're somebody that's not bald, you say that to somebody that's bald, they might, you know, they're really pissed off at you.
I think it's happening to me anyway, so. You're doing a fantastic job.
No.
A bit off topic, but I wanted to ask. I have a SafePal wallet with, and this is my seed phrase. You get those comments in your thing? They're so damn annoying. Every single video that gets posted,
no,
they post these stupid comments.
I'm not that famous.
Ah, you don't have to be famous for it.
You're a famous YouTuber these days.
Yeah, I'm an influencer. They troll.
There's a bunch of them, I know. I had one on my, like one of my first videos.
I mean, YouTube should be able to just spot it out. Anytime someone puts in a safe wallet and puts the seed phrase, once you see that as a comment, boom, YouTube should automatically remove it. You know that's garbage. Oops, shit. Yeah, I'm going to watch that Al Brooks course. I got work to do tomorrow. That sucks. Trump totally humiliates horrified Democrat frontrunner. He's a funny guy, Trump.
He's the man. I might get static for that.
Huh?
I might get static for that.
I like him. You know what? People are giving him a hard time here in Canada, and I keep telling them, how many times does this man have to prove himself right for you guys to have confidence, you know? Look, give him time. You're not going to do a policy change and it's going to be roses 1 hour later. You know, these things take time to mature and to develop. But how many times does this guy have to prove himself right? Seriously. I think it's time to give him the benefit of the doubt, no?
Have to do much to prove himself right these days, though. Let's be honest. It's just we're dealing with such hypocrites these days, and just lack of common sense in the world. There's such illogical behavior from the masses that it just doesn't make any freaking sense, man. You know, it's all about common sense, compassion, right? Understanding. That doesn't exist.
But problem is also people are brainwashed. Not everyone, but a lot of people are, you know, like I can use some family members. They just hear the news from one side and they spew out of their mouth what the news channel says. But if you ask them why they're saying that, they can't come up with anything.
Nothing. They have no idea.
You know, why is he a racist? Why is, I mean, I can give you examples where he's not a racist. You know, why are you telling me he's a racist? And don't give me one little event.
What do you mean? It was all over the news.
Yeah, don't give me one thing he said, because I bet if I went through with a fine-tooth comb everything that ever came out of your mouth in your entire life, I could find comments also that seem racist. Especially if I just pick and choose a small piece of that comment. You know, just the only thing is your comments aren't on camera. So they go by, you know. So just don't believe everything you say, because everybody is guilty of that. There's no saints in this world.
I agree 100%.
Everyone says shit. Fuck, you know, oh, look what he says about women. Are you fucking kidding me? There's an expression for it. It's called locker room talk. Every man is guilty of it. And by the way, women are guilty of it too. When they get together, just the girls, they talk about men also the same way we talk about girls. Maybe we do it a few times more often than they do, but they certainly do also. Yeah.
Yeah, I would never hold that. When they started like attacking him for that, I found that to be so stupid.
Yeah, people should think a little bit deeper, you know, rather than Then
Like,
just,
yeah, he's not a human being. You know, he's not a man. He's not he's not allowed, to think that way.
yeah, that's locker room talk. I'm sorry.
Come on, so stupid. So stupid.
The only thing you can criticize him for is being dumb enough to say it in front of a rolling camera. That's what I would criticize him for. If you see a rolling camera, maybe you should have some restraint until the camera's turned off. But I don't think he knew the camera was rolling, or the audio was recording, or
No,
whatever
I also
it was.
don't think he has. I don't think he has much of a filter.
Yeah.
If you really want my honest opinion, I think that they've forced him to be a little bit more controlled this time around, right? With what comes out of his mouth. I don't think he has a filter though. I don't think he gives a shit.
Yeah.
Personally.
Well, that's
know,
the smartest way to be. I'm sorry.
Good for him. Good for him.
That's the
I'm the
smartest way to
same
be.
way. I walk around with my middle finger up.
I try to teach that to my kids too. Stop worrying about what other people think.
Yep.
It's there's always going to be a subset of people that don't like what you do. Whether you try to please everyone or whether you don't try to please everyone, that subset is always about the same size, and it gives you nothing unless you're in a job interview. That's always my caveat. If you're in a job interview, then you worry about what the person thinks. But aside from that, it really doesn't matter. Sometimes we're in a restaurant, people, hey, you're raising your voice. Big deal. Yeah, but there's people here. A big deal. You think in an hour from now they're going to remember or think about this? It's as if it doesn't exist. So what am I going to stress over it for?
Obviously, we're not saying don't have any
No,
etiquette,
of course not. Of course
etiquette.
not. You're not gonna
But
do
you get excited. You're in a
Yeah.
convo. You splur. You say something a little bit on.
I'm not bothering anybody. They're not looking at me like I'm making too much noise. It's just that they hear me. Okay, I hear them also. Not a big deal. I'm not.
We're in a
I'm not
confined space. What do you expect?
I'm not bothering them. They're not, like I said, they're not looking at me with dirty looks because they can't speak because I'm so loud. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. It's a philosophy that I have, and I try to teach it to my kids because I think you live a happier life if you're not always worrying about what other people think. That's all.
Oh, I agree. What happened? Is that pump? Did that pump happen when Trump opened his mouth today?
At what time?
I'm just trying to see what that catalyst bunny ears up did, right? Because I don't really believe in that shit. So he opened his mouth at when? 6 p.m. Yeah, 6 p.m. What is that? 6 p.m. would be
went long.
1800, right? 1800. That was the open. So it's literally the open. And what did it do? Did it just drop?
$37, $34.
Closed. 6:14. Candle opened.
Okay, once this minute is up, the algo will draw in the lines for take profit and stop loss. We just got to wait for this candle to close. 9 seconds away. I'm already trying to reduce risk on the trade because that's how I roll. Ouch. What do we got? 6 points. So those lines are not far away from each other.
20. So 40 point move while he was talking. I guess in the beginning, just as it opened.
When? What time was he talking?
At the open, 6 o'clock.
Ah, okay.
6 p.m. Eastern, sorry.
Yeah, I was cooking supper.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at the charts either.
I'm the cook here.
All right, so we've got about 23 minutes, guys.
Come on.
Let's see if there's
go on.
any fireworks. Let's see if we have any fireworks. Oh, camera, I keep forgetting.
There we go. Come on, push higher, you. Push. Push. Have you ever been into Only Futures Trader or whatever his name is? Only Futures Trading. Have you ever been in his room?
Who's that?
The guy from Finland with the cap.
No.
OFT, no?
No.
He's
There's
funny.
a lot that I haven't.
Yeah. No, I just he comes into my room quite often, you know. So maybe you saw his name.
I gotta check him out.
Yeah, no, it's just that I
little-
brought it up because he's always going
stuff.
push, 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 but he
Oh,
says it for
yeah,
both
gotcha.
directions. So I told him, I said, "Fuck, don't say." You know, sometimes I'm listening. I told him I'm listening to your room. I'm not watching. You say push, push, push to the upside.
I can't tell what direction you want to
Yeah,
go.
so say push to the upside and say dump.
Pull or dump.
Dump, yeah, dump, dump. So he's always looking at it. You can log into his room, I swear to God, within 5 minutes, you're guaranteed to hear push, push,
I guess
push.
push can go for both ways.
Yeah, it does, but you know, give me some information there. I don't want to watch your stream, I just want to listen. Okay, I wiggled my way into a little bit of a profit. Not bad. Same thing I did yesterday before I blew up. Yeah, and this MFFU account, My Funded Futures, this is the ultimate challenge because I really have been treating this account with disrespect and just do nonsense. And I said, you know what? I did nonsense last night also. I didn't even tell you yet, actually, to be honest with you.
Oh, what'd you do?
When we disconnected, I was down 233 from being up plus 80. But I think within 10 minutes of disconnecting, I hit the daily loss limit of I think 1,300 or something.
Get out of here.
I just did nonsense. So I said to myself, I said, you know what? No big deal, really. I'm gonna chip away at that properly. It's gonna take me 5 days, but I'm gonna do it in the background by trading it in the evening and by using it as one of the accounts I'm gonna copy trade to. And by next Friday, it's going to be back to where it was. It's going to be water under the bridge. And I'm going to get it done. I said, because you know what? I think I've proven it with already enough to myself that if I just follow this structure, the account never gets into trouble and it's pretty much green every day. So enough. I don't need any more, you know. One of the things, you know, I think you misunderstood me. Today was maybe in the morning. I'm actually taking my amounts and I'm multiplying them by 5 to see what it looks like weekly. I'm multiplying it by 20 to see what it looks like monthly, and I'm multiplying it into the annual number, because when I see a number like 79, I get discouraged. But if I multiply it by the
5 and you see
that's 400.
600, 400.
This is 20 grand. If I can add 20 grand, $79. If I can add 29 grand into my pocket, 20 grand into my pocket just from my evening trading, okay, it's not a shit ton of money. But there are, you know, my point is that $80, it would just, for me being so ignorant,
turns into a bigger number in the bigger picture.
But it would, when I used to look at it, I would say it was so insignificant that I would always just blow it. I would gamble and just throw it away because it was insignificant numbers. But I said, no, these $80 are not significant. And today I copy traded, you know, and I had 219, 187, 189. Just looking at one of them, okay, it's nothing. It's insignificant. But I'm saying, no, you know what? Add those all up together.
All together, right? Like, look at my take profit. Look at my take profit. I got 5 of them now. 5. If I can bring the other 3 to static, right? If I can bring the other 3 to static, what does that do? That now gives me 5 accounts, right? 5 accounts that are at daily payout, $100 a day. $100 a day. That's $500 a day across the 5 accounts.
Yes.
That's $2,500 a week across 5 accounts. That's $10,000 a month just on 5 accounts.
I was asking Methodical Man about that today. Actually, he was talking about TPT and what it is. I think you can make 20. I was asking, when do they move you to live? Because Bulenox, wow, do they move you to live so aggressively? I got to send them an email and ask them.
What do you mean?
Well, after 3 payouts of $1,500 maximum on the 50K account, after 3 payouts, they move you to live.
No way.
And yeah, that was in today's.
No, there's not enough funds.
That was today's. What do you call it? That was today's update to their contract that you had to approve.
Oh, I didn't read it. I was going to ask you. I didn't read it. Did you read it? I just approved it.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's. I didn't send it through ChatGPT, but the last page basically shows that here. I printed it up. I've not printed it up. I saved it. Let me see if I can pull it up. And master account agreement. Go right down to the bottom.
I knew it. I told you.
Where is it? Hold on. Is this the right
I've
one?
been saying this for weeks now, months. I knew it. Oh, I knew it.
I'm looking for it. I know it was at the bottom. I know I didn't imagine it.
Oh, I knew it.
So I'm saying, wow, they're
Apex is next.
here we go. Let me make it small, 100%. Let me make it to, let's say 75%. Hopefully it fits on my screen.
I'm going to give myself a bellyache with that smoothie.
Transition to funded account. Upon the completion of 3 successful payouts and subject to the discretion of the risk management department, qualified analysts shall transition to a funded account, thereby permitting them to trade with real capital. To maintain a balanced trading environment, the following balance caps, maximums, shall be enforced for all funded accounts. 50K, $5,000. So look how they've limited their exposure. You buy the evals and the evals, and you pay the activation fees.
They make money. They make money. They make money.
All you can get is $1,500 3 times, and then a funded account with $5,000 maximum. And now the thing is, how many people actually get to these levels? Not a lot of people. So they really limited their exposure. You know, they've really limited.
But funded account, and listen to what they're doing. Funded account, 5,000 maximum. You've taken your payout. You've taken your payout. You've taken your payout. Now you're still at 2,600. The next time around, you're not going to be able to take your payout. You're going to get to 5,000, and it's your own money that goes into the live account anyway.
So what they don't explain is, well, not the 26,000. It was the 50K account they were talking about. So you need to be at 52,500. But let's say you get it to 70,000. Let's say I get my account to 70,000. I don't ask for a withdrawal, but then I take my 1,500, my 1,500, and my 1,500. And then they say, okay, you have $70,000 balance in the account. It's a $50,000 account, but we're capping you at 5,000. What's with the extra 15,000? Do I get it or do they get it? Do they just take it from me?
Oh, you got to get your money.
They don't even, they don't
disclose any of it?
No, they don't discuss that at all. What they do with the extra balance. Does it stay in reserve in case you lose the 5 so they can cap you back up again? No, you know, it's
That's not even cool. That's your damn money. Like it,
Yeah.
they're gonna crack down on them so hard, and that's why futures. That's why I got it in my head to over leverage a little bit to try to get these accounts to pay out before I don't have the ability to get them to pay out.
Yeah, and then
But I'm hindering my success long term by doing that, because let's say they disappear, fine, maybe I can rush to some quick payouts now. But if I'm live and I got to focus on being live and I can't fix these small issues that I have now, that I have the ability to fix them for cheap, right? Because it's cheap. It's not costing me much if I mess up and blow an eval or a funded, right?
yeah,
But it'll cost us a lot more. It'll hurt us a lot more if we're in a live account and we're doing it with $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 of your actual money. If I can burn through a $5,000 drawdown on a 150K account by doing some really stupid stuff, it's not difficult to blow through the same exact amount of money in a live account.
Yeah.
That's yours. So if I got to be forced into a live account, I'm okay with it, right? I'm okay with it, especially if I've got 11 accounts with Bulenox and I got all of them passed, and I go live with one, live with another, so I'm not really losing anything, right? I have multiple accounts to go live with. Why not? Or maybe I can just transfer everything into a singular live account, right? One nice big live account where I can start trading a little bit bigger. So at that point, what's the difference, right? What's the difference if I trade 30 evals or 30 PA accounts, right? Funded accounts, whatever. And I'm trading them with 2-3 micros to get them to pay out, right? On repeat. What's the difference if I put my own money, my own funds in my own account, in my own live account, and then I'm trading with, based on the size of the account, of course, but I'm trading with 1 or 2 minis. You'll see the bigger numbers. You'll see even the amount that you're seeing compounded over the 20 accounts. You'll see it just on your singular live account if, again, you're trading correctly. Because if you're putting in 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 into a live account, now you're trading with 50,000. Not like the bunny ears up $50,000 accounts that we have with Apex that you have $2,500 drawdown. It's a $2,500 account, period. That's it. End of story. There's a big difference when you have 50K. But when you have 50K, I promise you, you screw up, you think that your shit doesn't stink, and you're in a trade willing to give up $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 of your capital because you just keep moving your stop, keep doubling down, man, you will blow through that 50K so quickly. It's not even funny. I would be looking at that. You know what I would do, futures, if I was able to get live with a 50K account? I would treat it as if I have a $2,500 drawdown. Does that make sense? I would continue to treat it like I'm treating my PA accounts, right? Like get nervous if you're losing $1,000 off of that account, even though it's only a small percentage. Build it up a little, unless you're ready, we've got our rules, we're disciplined, then we can jump into a 50K account, actual live 50K account, trading 1 or 2 minis. No problem. Risk management,
well,
tight.
That's always the hope that you don't screw up or make a terrible mistake, if you know what I mean.
Of course.
You gotta. That's the risk with a cash account. But, and here's the big but, you can prevent it with a PDLL. putting it into the software. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're locked out and don't resist the temptation to put it in, or don't resist the whatever the word is to put it in. You make sure that that's in, because if you don't, you're destroying everything. So you can't not work without it. You must have a PDLL.
You mean a DLL?
PDLL, personal daily loss limit, yeah.
Oh, personal, that's what P is. Okay, personal. I was like, what's a P? Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, man, 100%. All right, so let's see what we're working with. We've got 7 minutes. I'm not trading red folders. I'm not gonna take any trade on the news, even though it's Australia. We said, right? It's Australia.
Australia, mate.
Where
is everyone tonight?
NZ business.
Seriously, combined 7 people.
What's that?
The viewers, the watching.
Hey, you got the 71 though. You got the 71.
Yeah.
You got 2 new subs.
Where is everyone?
That's amazing.
Actually, just recently I'm watching.
No new subs on my channel. Nobody cares about me, man.
I got those from my videos. They came in earlier in the day. It wasn't during the stream. I made a joke before. I said I wanted to get to 70, but I was just joking. I was already at 71.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm never serious. So yeah, I guess I'll create an update on the crispy. I don't know.
At the red folder start. All the red folders start in 1 hour, right? Okay, that was a while ago. I might not take a trade tonight. I'll just
cheerlead. Yeah, I was telling him if he's gonna cheerlead, he has to put on a mini skirt.
Yeah, got the pom-poms ready too. Brokeback Mountains camera is off. Man, you shitbag. And I'm over here reading it out loud too.
Overall, not a bad day today for the evening.
How'd you do?
Sim 101 up 109, and me up 80, 79 bucks.
Nice, solid. I would have had a good one, right? I entered and then I closed it because I had that glitch. It was with the evals anyway. I only need 29 bucks now, 24 bucks to pass them, right? It's the last 3 on Bulenox, right? To get back to 11. So we blew 3, we refunded 3, and we got 3 to 600 already. 430, sorry, 430 each. We're in good shape. Overall, we're in good shape.
I think the news is actually going to affect the markets a little bit, and the reason why I say that is because I'm seeing the spread start to change now in topstep. They're starting to go up, just like it does.
Well, I think we're going up, right? So I'm looking for a potentially. I'm kind of 50-50 about it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm 50-50 right now about the long. I kind of like it at this pivot here. Already dropped into it. I think I'm seeing just down, maybe a small pullback, 570, 569. I wanted to see us come back to like 600, 630, 640. One more time. I wanted to see us retest that area one more time, maybe. But I'm almost okay with just some sideways price action up to sideways slash bearish 19.4, 19.3 area, maybe, give or take, and then perhaps a pullback for the bigger drop. But we'll see. Let's see how this thing reacts, right, futures? Let's see if this is actually a catalyst to just throw up and break structure.
A minute and a half away.
Yep, around the corner.
3/4 of a point spread.
And then we'll call it shortly after that, right?
Yeah.
We'll give it 5 minutes to stabilize. We'll call it after that, guys. In about 10 minutes, I think we'll be calling the stream. Go rest a little. Want to go hang out with the wife.
Yeah. We'll be back here tomorrow morning. Not as a co-stream, but we're streaming in the morning, guys.
Absolutely. We'll be on 9:25 for me. I decided to start 9:25 now, so I'm starting a little bit later. Nothing crazy. Just not looking to take any trades before then, so I have no reason to.
Yeah, plus I start at 9:15, so he wants time to come into my room and see my morning analysis.
Who's that?
You!
Oh.
I'm making a joke. You want to come in and see my morning analysis before you start?
Yeah. I actually don't. I don't look at anybody's analysis.
No, you shouldn't.
In the morning.
You should not.
Morning after don't make a difference.
This is a solo game. You have to make your own decisions and form your own opinions and your own biases. You cannot survive following somebody else. That's just how it is. I mean, if you're new, you might want to listen to someone, not to follow them, but just to see if that's a path that you want to look into, you know, the way they trade. Okay, so 9:30, not really much going on here. I'm looking at the spreads also.
No,
it's not really showing
not
any crazy influence. They're not raising the spreads much.
And in all honesty, from what I'm seeing, like what I kind of want to see happen,
the algo's going to take another
it's
short.
Something like this.
But look how we bounced. Remember that triple bottom? You can see it on the blue line there. Let me take off. It's off. We had the triple bottom. We pushed right into it, actually. Twice now. We bounced off it from the from underneath. So that level is showing to have a little bit of significance.
Did that happen? They're all discombobulated.
It couldn't be a red candle. It would have been a nice. It would have been a nice trade for the algo to finish with a short, and now it's going to take a short in 23 seconds.
How is that screwing up like that?
This is going to be an easy trade to get stopped out of. 9 seconds. I'll take a 2 lot. 5. It's either going to go to profit right away or it's going to get stopped out right away. I can get a better price. Let's have a little fun for a 2 lot.
It's weird.
Come on, push down one more time. 34, 33, 32. Okay, there we go. Hey, if I can get over 100. Let's go. 30. Booyah, booyah. 97, 98. I like it. I like it.
Small move here, I think. I think small move, another push back up. And again, we are still in the news folder / incoming algo, right? Like, so even though we are 9:30 news, right? What if we don't see the actual move happen until 9:50, right? Which is the algo. It has nothing to do with the news. News is the catalyst. Nothing else, right? I mean, the algo is the catalyst. The news is just the excuse, in my opinion.
Okay, you know what? Especially in the evening, I like to watch and see how the algo does. And plus 162 for the evening. Good. And I am
the algo or you?
No, the algo. Me 97.
Nice. Both.
I
Both.
jumped in
Nice.
on the short. I jumped in on the short trade, also. So why isn't it properties? Why isn't it drawing those lines? What are the color of those lines? Chart background, axis, grid line, horizontal. Isn't there supposed to be a line here where it no? Markers only. No, try text and marker. I don't want text and marker. Markers only. Yeah, you can see the screen charts too. On the white chart, you can see where it went short on that first bearish candle. And hit target right away within 1 minute. Okay, I think it's time to wrap up. We're good. I'm good. We're good.
I'm good too. I'm not going to take any trades. I took that one nice call, right? It was a solid call. I mean, shoot, that was all the way pretty much from that retracement up to the open. It was right here, right? 583. So it was a nice little 50-point trade. But yeah, let's call it here, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see everyone in the AM, right? I'll be on at 9:25. I think future starts at 9:15.
Yeah, within 12 hours we're back on. So not a lot to wait. Thanks for hanging out, guys. It was fun again. And we'll be back as a co-stream, the only co-stream on YouTube, 7 p.m. And aside from that, have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Again.
Yep.
Don't forget to hit those likes, guys. Hit the likes button. Try to go to both channels if it's not too much to ask. And sub if you haven't. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Everyone have a great evening.
Yep. Take care, guys. Bye.